Yes, people, good evening to you all. Brentford 3, Liverpool 1. 90 minutes. Let's see how many minutes more the ref's going to give. And then straight, we're going to do the live match reaction, review the game, gone through, all the best moments. And yeah, I mean, what a performance by Brentford. What a performance. 6 extra minutes. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. I knew it was going to be a tough game, but big up to everyone who's watching this. Please, people, make sure you always smash the like. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Really appreciate the support. And yeah, 91 minute. Brentford may score another one. Nah, that was clear. That was Nunez. Nah, Robertson. I mean, crazy, crazy, crazy. Another poor Liverpool. Wow. Some of Tottenham fans may be lucky, may be happy, celebrate, but still, Tottenham will not get top four. Big up, Luca. Big up to you, my man. Really appreciate the support. Keep smashing the like, people. How are you, Luca, by the way? I know they don't get back to this game unless a miracle happens, but I cannot see, We almost 93 minutes, 6 extra minute time. I cannot see. Like I say, look, I've seen many times 2 goals in football in 1 minute, but not the way Liverpool is playing. It says he's good, he's live in 1 hour. Good man, I will try and catch up you live as always. If you're not live, I'll catch up after straight you're live. Always showing you support, my man. But yeah, with me, I'm gonna have Millie says good evening. Yes, good evening. What is going on with Liverpool? What is going on with Liverpool? Millie, tell me what is going on with Liverpool. Absolutely shocking. What is going on with Liverpool? Yeah, hi Millie. Tell me what is going on with Liverpool. What a game, by the way. What a game are we watching? What a game. Brentford, we said yesterday, it's going to be a tough game. Liverpool and Brentford at home, very, very tough team to beat. After that first half, remind me Brentford, Man United this season. Brentford, it's 93, almost 94 minutes now. I doubt it's going to happen another goal, but that corner now goal kick for Liverpool. Millie says Liverpool are in the muds. Brentford are a dangerous team. Very true. Very, very true. They're a tough team to beat at home. But saying this, Arsenal beat them up, Brentford at home 3-0. That wasn't a magical performance by Arsenal. But yeah, Brentford, good side, good manager, and even without Ivan Toney, probably their best player, and they still dominate. Wow, Brentford was close to score the 4th goal. Well played from Alisson coming out. Very quick reaction from Alisson. Yeah, it's true. Brentford crossing the box. I say clear by Liverpool. The game is almost over. And yeah, 94, nearly 95 minutes now. But what a performance. What a performance by Brentford. Like I said, even without Ivan Toney, Brentford still, they still show a tough team to beat. Liverpool once again. This Liverpool today was the same Liverpool, basically, we saw against Leicester, a Liverpool that we've seen this season. Liverpool this season remind me a lot. Okay, they don't play as boring as Tottenham, but at times they remind me of Tottenham, Chelsea as well. Different style of football. But yeah, they've all just been shocking this season. Millie says, do you remember? She's talking to Luca. Yeah, last season when Ivan Toney said that he posted something on Twitter, nice kick about with the boys. The game is almost over. Liverpool was close to score. It's not going to happen anything now. I doubt it. Liverpool might try to cross the ball in the box. Last chance. but nothing's going to change it. Thiago in the box. Matti. That's it. Basically, it's over. Come on, ref. Just finish the game. 6 minutes gone. Come on. I doubt anything's going to happen. Honestly, Salah today was so poor. Like he has been basically this season. It's not the Salah we saw last season, that's for sure. Why is the ref still giving a few minutes? Big up to Football Talk 111. Big up to you, my man. Really appreciate the support. People keep smashing the like on this one. The game is over. Finished. That's it. Bye bye. Over. Big up to everyone. Yeah. Brentford 3, Liverpool 1. Wow, wow, wow. What a performance by Brentford. I mean, beautiful and shocking Liverpool once again. This is the Liverpool we've seen basically this season, right? I know second half Liverpool tried to dominate a little bit more, have more the ball. Klopp at half time, they even, say merci to anyone. Straight away, 3 changes at half time. Fair play, but the changes did not make any difference. Like, you expect Brentford was the same against Tottenham at home, in a Boxing Day. 2-0 up, second half, straight at the beginning of the second half, they tried to defend. You expect, Tottenham to have more the ball like Liverpool had. Yeah, Liverpool create a few chances, but it wasn't that Liverpool that we want to see, coming back, dominate. They got 1 goal back. Before that, they got Nunez as well. Nunez scored. That was a brilliant goal. Shame he was offside, but yeah, and then Brentford was still trying to damage Liverpool in the counter-attack, and they did. They scored a third goal. They could have scored another one. It was just very, very poor Liverpool. But let me just go through in the live chat. Yes, Millie saying good evening. Always good evening to you. Brentford Dungeons team. Yeah, definitely. Brentford is a tough team to beat. I actually enjoy watching Brentford, right? I love the atmosphere from all the Brentford fans. I like their manager. I think he's been doing an absolutely amazing job, since from the championship. A few times they did not come, they did not go promote. They were so unlucky, but they were still playing good football. The style of football that Brentford plays, do you know what? It actually reminds me back in the days with the style of Alex Ferguson. I swear, so at times when I actually watch, like, especially with corners and free kicks, it reminds me a lot of back in the days, Alex Ferguson. But I tell you what, Thomas Frank is an absolute genius. What a manager. Even when, Klopp made, just quickly, I've got in here, my man, Oliver, big up to you. You predict 3-1 Liverpool yesterday.
Yeah.
And we had Brentford 3, Liverpool 1. My man, once again, we've saw basically the Liverpool we've seen this season. This is the Liverpool we have seen through the whole season.
Now, I did say, like, if we perform how we did versus Leicester, versus Brentford, we get demolished, and we did.
Yeah, it's true. You did say that yesterday. But what did he went wrong, in your opinion, today? What did he went wrong, right?
The whole team, the Van Dijk is a disgrace, honestly. Everything went wrong. We need a midfielder. And opinions on Nunez. I'm gonna give him time, but I'm just annoyed right now. This team just annoys me. This team is so inconsistent. Like, why can't this team? You beat Leicester. I thought we would see much better response, but we didn't. Why? But yeah, man, what went wrong? I don't know. It's just like, this is on the players for me. Like, what's your opinion? I don't know, but it's on the players. I think Klopp could provide 11. I'm glad he brought Van Dijk off at half time to show a statement, which I'm glad that. But yeah, just annoying, man. Like, why? This is just a joke. This is embarrassing. We lost to Brentford without Ivan Toney. It's just...
Yeah, that's what I just said. Let's not forget that Brentford did not have probably their best player. Ivan Toney, but still, we saw the same tactic. We saw the same Brentford, right? Brentford did not change anything. This is Brentford style of football. I was actually just mentioning before you come on, my man. I said this Brentford with Thomas Frank, special since they moved into the Premier League, right? Because they used to play different style of football in the Championship, but you
Yeah.
expect similar style of football. But I remember back in the days, Alex Ferguson's, Man United with Alex Ferguson. This reminds me a lot, especially the way they take the corners, the free kicks, even the goal. Even some of the free kicks that the goalkeeper actually takes. It reminds me back in the day. You're probably young to remember. Fabien Barthez, the French goalkeeper from Man United, he used to take the long free kicks and stuff. I mean, he reminds me a lot, but there's none that Thomas Frank had all the credit today, because not having Ivan Toney and still going there, put an amazing performance and beating, Liverpool. We're talking about Liverpool. Yes, Liverpool hasn't been any good for me. Liverpool hasn't been any good this season, but let's give credit to Frank,
Yeah.
Thomas Frank, once
I
again.
have to give credit to Brentford though. They just outclassed us. And Boomer's underrated. I agree. No,
Yeah. Sorry, going back to Football Talk 11, he says opinion on Nunez. Look, I keep banking Nunez all the time. I'm not sure what to say about Nunez anymore. I just think the bad luck is with him for sure at the minute, because let's not forget, right? In the first 15, 20 minutes, Liverpool had two good chances
If
to
only
go
buried that chance in the first 5 minutes, was it? He should have scored that, and they would have been.
the
I
game
think we would
wouldn't
have
have.
won that game. We would have won that game if he finished that. I think we would have won that game because I think we'd had control. But I mean, it's a good block from me. But I think Nunes should a 70 mil plus should be bearing that. But look, I have to give credit to Brentford. Like I said, obviously Thomas Frank, what a job he's done. He's done a brilliant job at Brentford.
Amazing. Like I said, since the Championship, they was unlikely to not get promoted a few times. They did it last season. They had a good season. This season again. Look, let's not forget they just dropped to Tottenham in Boxing Day. 2-2.
Which they should have won. They should have won that game.
They went away to West Ham, beat West Ham, and they just beat Liverpool 3-1. And with their class, tactic, that was brilliant. Their long balls, everything was working from them. Every time they was having a free kick inside of the box, every corner as well. By the way, there was a few disallowed goals, but fair play. I think the linesman did
I don't
well.
think that third goal should have counted. I think that was a foul from Arte, but I can't really blame VAR.
I mean, he did touch him, but I don't think that's enough. That's just me. That third Brentford goal, I thought the ref and the VAR did well to allow the goal, because I don't think that was enough.
But I don't blame VAR. We deserve to lose. We didn't
And
deserve anything.
Konate was poor today. Not only Van Dijk, Konate was making so many mistakes. The gap between, the two defenders was massive today. And once again, Alex Arnold, right? I do, and let me just go back to Liverpool lineup today, right? I didn't think that Alexander Merlin had a bad game. I thought he was one of the best Liverpool players today, apart from scoring the goal, good header. But why did Klopp keep playing Alex Chamberlain? I just don't get why he keeps playing him. I know Gap was still waiting for his work permissions, because apparently he's not ready yet. That's why he could not even be on a bench today. You still got Fabio Carvalho, who we don't know what's going on with him. He's injured or now. He's not fit enough. But then, yeah, I mean, like you said, I thought that Nunez chances could have changed the game easily. Yeah, easily could have changed the game. But then, Brentford tactic, they basically was playing with a line of four. In front of the line four, they basically was playing with another line of like 5-1 or 4-2 or 1-1. It was just crazy tactic. That was really good. And yeah, everything. Once Brentford start going to confidence after they create their first chance, that's it. We just saw Brentford over and over and over doing the same thing typically we do, from corners, free kicks, and try with long balls. And yeah, absolutely brilliant. That first half was good, 2-0 up. Could have been more, but in second half we saw. What did you make of second half? Seeing Klopp making the change in the half time.
I mean, I was happy he made Van Dijk off, and because Van Dijk thinks his position is sorted. It's not.
Yeah,
But I think it was a better second half. But it wasn't enough, and I think it was a bit too late. I
too
think,
late.
yeah, I think we needed. Like we always concede first. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Like it's just pawned. But yeah, I mean, the substitutions were good, obviously, but like I said, it was too late, and we should have been better in the first half. If we do that in the first half, then I think we win it. We don't go 2-0 down. Just at least keep it 1-0 at halftime. Then I think we can win the game. We conceded 2 goals, and that's I think I gave up on them because this is not the same Liverpool team that was 2 years ago where it could come down from 2-0 down. This is a Liverpool side that lost their prime. They're just not clicking. I don't know what it is, but should have signed a midfielder in the summer. Now I have to search for a midfielder in this January window.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because you can tell that once Thiago, Thiago Alcantara, there's some games that for some reason he cannot just click. If he does not click, you don't have anyone, right? When you have games like this today, Thiago Alcantara was poor. He cannot click. If he cannot click, that's it. He
Yeah.
seems like that midfield, there's no one's in there. Elliott was having a very bad game. He was very, very poor. I was shocked after that first 45 minutes how poor he was. And obviously, he couldn't support Thiago as well. So Thiago was lost. But like I said, credit to Brentford. Tactic, there was absolutely brilliant. Still their style of football, the same style of football. There was damage. They decide to damage Liverpool whenever they need it, whenever they want to. Right, you mentioned right. Liverpool got 1 goal back in the second half. They still had the most possession. They was trying and trying, but Brentford knew, like you mentioned, that second goal before half time. You know what? Why not so 2-0 at half time? I felt like I doubt it that Liverpool were going to get back into the game. Anything can happen in football, but I could
I
not
mean,
see.
I had a little belief when we scored that first goal just straight away because I think if we had any chance, we need to score early, which we did. And I had a little belief, and we were much better. And I sensed the goal coming. I mean, Nunes can't finish for some reason. I don't know when I'm going to stop giving him time because it's
Yeah,
coming to the end soon.
and
Like,
you mentioned about Liverpool, Brentford's second goal. It comes straight after a disallowed goal, right? The reaction was absolutely poor from Liverpool team. Everyone was just all over the place. They lost their concentration straight away. Instead of, look, the goal was disallowed, still 1-0, like you said, it would have been so much better to be 1-0 half time. But yeah, our second goal for me, and you know what? I had the feeling I cannot see Liverpool get back. Even when Liverpool scored in the second half, right? I still had my doubts. I was like, still, they may get a draw, like Tottenham did against Brentford in a Boxing Day, but it's just the confidence, the way Brentford was doing to Liverpool today. They was
yeah,
just doing whenever they decide to click and do whatever they want to Liverpool to damage. They was damage Liverpool.
but we
But yeah,
can't defend corners, man. They actually done us with corners, man. Which
yeah,
is
long balls, absolutely unbelievable. Let me just go through in a live chat. Say hello to Millie, Luca, Football Talk 11. Big up to you, my man, as well. Onto the ball says, share a Basil
agree.
says, Liverpool supporter. And big up to you, my
I
man.
agree. Yeah.
Football
He's good.
Talk 111 says, Mbemo on the right, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely on the right. He's been at Brentford for a few years. Really good player, hard work as well.
Because I
He's
think people have been focusing on Tony, not really looking at Mbuma. Really,
Yeah,
that's
very true. This is why I said to you, like, I give all the credit today to Thomas Frank, right? I always like to give my man of the match at the end of every, match reaction reviews that I always do. And I've surprised a few people because I've gave some, like in the World Cup, I gave 2 or 3 times, I gave my man of the match to the manager, right? I remember giving to the Saudi Arabia manager against Argentina, my man of the match. And today, I don't think it's going to be any different. Yes, Brentford, some of their players had an amazing performance like Embo. He has as well scored a goal. He was brilliant. But, Frank Thomas Frank for me was the key again today. Without Ivan Toney, he did not change his style of football. And then the substitutions that he made in the second half, right? He knew when the game was 2-1, he need to do something, right? He need to do something because he saw Liverpool was keep trying. Liverpool could have get one goal back straight away, making it into 2-2, and the game could have been completely different. But then Thomas Frank still on top, genius. I thought he was brilliant today. But I agree with Football Talk 1111, whatever. I think Embo is an amazing player. His hard work is his work rate is unbelievable. Big up to you, my man, by the way. And Millie says, how are they going to
I
cope?
don't know. We got Madrid, so yeah, I'm not ready for that. I am not ready.
It's different mentality.
And
It comes to a different mentality when it comes to the Champions League. I know it's Madrid, the kings of Europe, but trust me, is for you to have, to play in the Champions League in this, big nights like that, like against Madrid, is the mentality. And Liverpool has the mentality in the Champions League, right? Liverpool has proved in the last few years, how many Champions League have Liverpool reached in the last 6-7 years, 3 Champions League final, and playing in the big nights like this. It's about the mentality, right? I keep saying this, right? You look at teams like City and Paris Saint-Germain, they haven't got the mentality that teams like teams like Liverpool, Madrid had, and Barca, Bayern and stuff. I know Barca hasn't been, any good in the last few years, but it's about the mentality. And I do believe the mentality, and I've said this a few times, I do believe Liverpool will do Madrid. I don't know what, I just have the feeling. But yeah, Madrid is Madrid, the kings of Europe. They seems to always do it. And Liam, big up, man, saying Liverpool are finished.
I wouldn't go that far.
Do you agree with that? Is Liverpool finished?
Yeah, I wouldn't go. I mean, depends on if we get top 4 or not. And but even if we don't, I don't think we're finished. I think we still have enough in us. But if we don't get Jude Bellingham, I think we're finished. That's what I like, because he's our only target. That's actually going to be good. I can't really think of anyone else that's going to be as good as Jude.
Yeah, and by the look of it, Enzo Fernandez have basically signed for Chelsea.
Yeah,
he's close to sign for Chelsea. Chelsea's going to pay a hell of a money, but
loads of money for a player that only 21.
And he's only young. But the thing is, what Chelsea's doing now, like we've mentioned this yesterday, we said that Chelsea's rebuilding the squad, right? Chelsea's doing something that Liverpool should have done last season, and even the summer. They're not that, but you're still keeping players like we've mentioned, right? Henderson and stuff. It's going to take time for Liverpool. You're bringing in Gakpo now. You still got Nunez. He's young. Let's see what's going to happen. But Liverpool,
I still don't get in top 4. But I mean, I don't even know if we're getting top 4, to be honest. But let's see. We'll see what happens.
And Millie says their dominance is definitely over.
In terms of title challenge, possibly this season, yes. But next season, I can see us challenging if we get top 4 this season and we get signed Jude Bellingham.
I do believe that Liverpool and no one will sign Bellingham in this winter transfer. But I do believe, in the summer, you might go hard, to sign Bellingham.
There'll be Madrid in there, Man City. So
it's going to be like I was about to mention that there's going to be teams like Madrid and City in there. Big up to everyone who's watching this. 10 people right now. Please make sure you smash the like, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Really appreciate the support, and let me know what was your thoughts about the game today. And Liam says, sorry, I've missed one of his comments here. He says top 4: Arsenal, City, Man United, and Newcastle. I still believe Liverpool will take one of Man United or Newcastle place, but who knows? I mean, not the way, like the way they've been performing this season basically is just poor.
We should have lost 2 on the bounce, really. Last 3 got lucky, and then this game, our luck ran out because we weren't finishing properly for some reason. Nunes, man, why couldn't you bury the first chance when you had it? Then that would have been a comfortable game. I think we could see it.
Definitely, the game would have for sure been different because Liverpool would have been 1-0 up. But otherwise, mention about Liverpool going 1-0 up. Do you know Liverpool this season in 17 games in the Premier League, Liverpool has gone down 1-0 down in 10
Yeah,
of them.
I
How
don't know
could
what
they?
it is, man. It's
And I
Tottenham basically. We're Tottenham basically. I don't know what's
yeah,
happening.
Tottenham the same. Yeah,
Like I
absolutely.
don't know. Liverpool and Chelsea and Tottenham. You can say three good disappointments there. Three there. I mean Tottenham. People overhype Tottenham, so they are a disappointment. So yeah, I think three teams that have been disappointing. You can even say Liverpool, no Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Chelsea. Those three.
That's for sure. And Liam says Thomas Frank
Yeah,
is a good
he
manager.
is.
He is a very, very good manager. He's that kind of manager that, you know what, like we was mentioned yesterday about Graham Potter, he needs to be at Brentford. Does not he I hope he does not do what Graham Potter did. That big jump for a big club. You know, I know Chelsea's not an easy club for any football manager, but Thomas Frank, you know, he's doing well at Brentford,
Yeah,
staying there
I think
for
Graham Potter. He should have stayed at Brighton for at least one more season and then go
definitely
to.
for sure. And Millie says he's good, Thomas, very,
Yeah,
very good manager. Like I said today, you know, tactic he was brilliant. Without he's basically top goal scorer, main player, probably best player as well, and then you know still got in there and class Liverpool. So you know you have to give credit to Thomas Frank.
yeah,
And Millie says he's staying for 4 more
yeah.
years.
He is.
I hope he stays in there for a few more years. Liam says with Klopp the story always ends after 7 years. I remember at Dortmund he was dominated for 6 years and he left them 17 before going to Liverpool. At Liverpool, he's dominated for 6 years now. Struggled. I mean, he needs a rebuild. That's what I keep saying about Liverpool. Liverpool should have rebuild the squads. Start from last season and this season, and a few players, but not that rebuild that we expect. And also, big up to you. Football Talk says Liverpool are class and can drop confidence. They have depth and talent, and Jota hasn't been playing, but when he does, he scored a goal. Yeah, we've mentioned this. It's not only like Liverpool, but we've seen with Chelsea, we've seen with Tottenham. You know, this team has been having a lot of injuries this season. They've been unlucky with the injuries, that's for sure. But still, when you look at the squad, not much Tottenham, but when you look Liverpool squads and Chelsea squads and the money these teams have spent, you would expect them to be doing better than what they're doing at the minute because they've been just absolutely shocking. And yes, Millie
Probably.
says Julian Bellingham is going to
Just put
Madrid.
it in the top four and go not go trophy list and then yeah, probably.
Yeah, Liam says Liverpool won't progress anymore
I
with
agree. Yeah, probably.
FSG in charge. They have hit their peaks. That is now same with Glazers at
I
United.
agree. Okay.
Yeah, spot on. Absolutely agree with you. I don't know what the Glaze is still doing at Man United, but yes. And also, let's bring as well Levy at Tottenham as well. What is Levy still doing at Tottenham? This guy is a joke, honestly.
Yeah.
And Tuchel is a good manager. Didn't
Yeah.
deserve sacked. Yeah, we spoke about that yesterday. We did say that you know Tuchel should have been given more time. I think he's a good manager, and Thiago was a dude.
I think
You
he's
know,
dead. He said Tilko's dead today. So, so
yeah,
injury prone. Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, we need midfielders. That's why we need midfielders. That is why.
that's for sure. Yeah, you definitely need midfield. And Millie says he's an injury
Yeah.
pro. Very true. He is. You know, he's a quality player, but he just gets injured
If
too much.
only was 28, man, or 27, man, he would have been up there with the best midfielders in the world. He is, but he's probably going to drop down soon. So,
Definitely. Mane is missing. They
yeah.
didn't give him the
I
money.
think Mane wanted to leave. Mane really wanted to leave, so you couldn't do anything about it. You can't keep an unhappy player at your club. So,
Exactly. I
yeah.
agree with you. I just think that the money's not a problem. You know, especially for a player like Mane, right? Mane seems to be, it always seems to help a lot of people that hasn't got money. Mane, I don't think money
I
was
mean,
a
there were
problem.
rumors about him when he won in 400k. I don't know if it's true though, but yeah,
Yeah. And Liam says Liverpool
I
need
agree.
a new midfield. Yeah, we keep
Everyone
saying
knows that. That's why we're getting. That's why probably Casado is going to cost a hefty fee, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I agree. I think we've been saying this how many times now we've been saying about Liverpool needs a midfield. But then, like we've made, let's not forget that Liverpool went to get Arthur from Juventus, but then the guy got injured. We never got the chance to see him. So I mean, they need to. Who? But the thing, you as a Liverpool fan, right? Daleva, you as a Liverpool fan, as you always keep saying, Liverpool. We all agree that Liverpool needs a midfield. Who do you think can you see like Liverpool getting now for an average price? Because nowadays, if you want to go and get Enzo, he's going for Chelsea. Benfica, Chelsea's going to probably spend about 100 to 120 minutes to get Enzo. So who would you get right now, right, for a Liverpool midfield? Supplier that
The thing with FSG is so cheap. Probably. I mean, I could see Casado happening if we can lower the price. Amrabat probably from the World Cup. Amrabat. That's my realistic probably option.
Yeah, and Araba is amazing. For me, he was one of my favorite players in the World Cup. Absolutely genius. But then he can also play the same position as Fabinho. He can also play, as a centre midfield instead of a defensive midfield. But yeah, I don't think Liverpool will get Araba because very similar to Fabinho. And also with Caicedo from Brighton, there's another player that, had a crazy start of the season with Brighton, really good, a very young player as well. And then, this kind of players that has an amazing game against big teams, right? Has a good World Cup and very young. The price tag on them, it just seems to go from always, like from, 30-40% to 85 to 90%. It's just crazy.
Yeah, Brian are good negotiators, so they are hard to get. They are hard.
I think that, Caicedo would be a good signing for you, that's for sure. I absolutely agree. But then, do you think Brighton will let him leave right now? I don't think Liverpool is going to pay more than
70 million. Apparently 70 million. I mean, could I see FSG paying now? If it was better owners, then yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, I cannot see because just Liverpool just got Gakpo now, right? How much did you spend for Gakpo overall?
37 million to 44 million. So in
Yes,
pounds.
and you got ads as well, and I don't think that I cannot see Liverpool going up there, and Liverpool, Brighton is asking for at least over 50 million plus ads. I cannot see. He's definitely a future player. Yeah, he's been doing well in the Premier League, so he's been playing the league. He knows the league. He would be a good signing, but I doubt Liverpool will go.
I don't think we have the money. We don't even have the money for that.
Probably not even have the money. It's true. Elliot is in the midfield. It's true.
I mean,
Elliot is not a midfield.
Right winger. I say he's a right wing, right mid, probably something like that.
Yes,
Right
definitely. And Liam says, football says agree, and Liam says you need pace in our midfield and creativity. That's for sure. And football talk 111 says, what price on Madison?
Madison I can't see because then Leicester will send Ward-Prowse potentially. I'd say Ward-Prowse definitely.
But the thing is, with Madison, if Leicester let Madison go, I mean, right now in the winter, they already let few players go in a summer transfer, and I cannot see that.
Especially Tielemans might leave as well, so they're not going to sell Madison again.
Definitely, and imagine Madison, Bellingham, and Caicedo.
Continue dreaming. That's not happening.
That's not happening. That's for sure. And you need all the petrol money from City and Paris Germain to get all this. And Millie and Henderson. Millie says Henderson, Miller, Alexander Berlin needs to be.
Henderson, no, probably not Henderson. Henderson's rubbish, but he's a good leader. Milner and Knox can go.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Milner should have gone. Alex Chamberlain should have gone in a summer transfer. This is what I say about Liverpool should have started rebuild the squad, and they didn't. But is what it is. Liam Millie says Liam pipe dream. Yes, that is.
That's not happening.
Konate had a shocking today. you've mentioned that, like, as you said about as well, Van Dijk was really poor, but Konate as well. Who was the worst for you, Konate today or Van Dijk? I know Van Dijk come out at half time, so that saved him a little bit.
I mean, probably it's hard. They're both in back. I'd edge Van Dijk just because he's meant to be the best centre back in the world, and he's not delivered for us this season, and he come off at half time as well. So yeah, I'll say Van Dijk, but they're both awful.
Yeah, they're both. I agree. They both was shocking today. Millie says yes, he did, and Millie says we paid 80 million for Ben White.
50
You
million.
know,
It's
yes,
50 million. 50
that's
million.
what I said lots of times. I said that I do not rate Ben. I don't think Ben White worth that money. You know, he's not a bad player, but he's not worth that money. When you know he left Brighton. Brighton is that kind of club that will ask. It's like the Portuguese club. It's like the foreign clubs, right? Like clubs like
Apparently, he meant 50 million. He meant 50 million pounds.
yeah, plus Edge. It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
actually, it wasn't actually 80 million, but it was close. Even
Yeah.
that, you know, is too much. Okay, he's having a very good season. Don't get me wrong. You know, Ben White has been absolutely amazing, right? For a centre back as well, a player that you know his main position is a centre back. He's been doing amazing as a right back, and yeah,
Yeah.
Ben White has been really good this season, but definitely not worth the money that Arsenal paid. But a lot of people's going to say, yeah, but have you seen him this season? Nah. But let me just go mention with, as I was saying about Brighton. Brighton is a club that, like the Portuguese clubs I see, are full as well. Benfica and Porto and stuff, they always ask for, you know, higher prices. Or
Like
you
Angelo
pay,
Fernandez, they want the release clause exactly. They don't want lower,
of
which
course. Yeah, but then Benfica and Porto always seems to do that. This is why they finance and they make a lot of money. And finally come to, let me just go through Liam. He was
yeah,
15 for White. Yes, but remember
add-ons.
it was add-ons as well. So he was close to about 70 million or something like that. And how do you go live? My man, just find me on Instagram. Yeah, and just inbox me, then I will support you. I will help you how to go live and stuff. But if you ever want to come and join my live streams, just let me know, and you're more than welcome anytime, my man. And Millie says, was 50 million. I was thinking of slap
Oh
heads.
my god.
And she said, I'm a woman. Nah, yeah, you're a woman, but you know a lot about football. Your football knowledge is really,
Yeah.
really good. And I really appreciate the sport. But yeah, my man, look, a very disappointing performance by Liverpool today. Shocking. Let's give the man of the match, right? And then we're going to look through just quickly in the last 5 minutes of this live stream. Just let's quickly look into Liverpool next games, right? But if you had to give a man of the match today, I know it's not an easy task. Who would you give to? And everyone in the chat, everyone who's watching this, really appreciate the support. Keep smashing a like, please. And if you're
I
new to the
mean,
channel, please subscribe.
I don't
Who would
know.
you give man of the match today?
I think it's hard. Brentford, man. I can't give Liverpool any man of the match, so with Brentford. I think maybe Mbuma because he caused us chaos. He caused us. I mean, I could give Brentford the man of the match, the whole Brentford team, but I'm gonna give it to Mbuma because just because of the fact that he's a good player, man. He caused us chaos as well, so I'll give it to Mbuma.
Yeah, fair play. Do you know what? I can't disagree with you because you made some good points in there. The whole
They're all
Brentford
good. They're all good. Brentford.
was really
They
good.
are
But
good.
then, yes, was really good. I thought if I had to give it to a player, I would give to him. But a lot of people might not agree with me on this, right?
Yeah.
And I've said this a few times. Why does, you know, man of the match has to go to a footballer always? Why? Why? I know it's part of football, part of the rules, whatever, but once again, right? Like I've mentioned at the beginning of this live stream, I am going to give my man of the match to Thomas Frank, right? A lot of people might not agree with me, going to think, oh, is this guy weird? What is he talking about? But yeah, let's not forget that Brentford did not have the main player, the top goal scorer. The player has been, you know, unstoppable this season. But I gave him my man of the match to Thomas Frank just because this guy was genius. It did not change, apart from not having his main player, yeah, goal
Yeah.
scorer. He did not change his style of football. A lot of managers would probably have changed the style of football, not having Ivan Tony able to play. And yes, I give my man of the match to Thomas Frank. If you want to call me crazy, you can. I don't care. My man of the match today goes to Thomas Frank. I thought he was genius in that second half when he started making some of the changes that Brentford needed. He was brilliant, spot on, and yeah, look, he's my man of the match. But I will not disagree with you, of course. You know, if I had to give to a player, it would have to be definitely had to be Mbemo for sure. But yeah, for me, it has to be Thomas Frank, my man of the match. And let me just go through in here. Some people says, sorry, football talk. 111 says, yes, I would. Yeah, my man. Anytime, I'm in here to support you. You supporting me, I'm gonna support you. If you want to join my streams, just let me know. Inbox me on Instagram or Twitter, and we're gonna have a chat. Once I'm free later after this live stream, I need to go out and do a few things, have dinner as well, and we'll have a chat. That's for sure. And I appreciate my man in here. Daliva, I know he's a little bit upset. He's a Liverpool supporter, but I really appreciate he's coming along. I really enjoy talking about a game with him. He got very good football knowledge. And let me just go in here. Liam says, are the players burnt out from playing pressing football, or what do you think?
I mean, it's just, I think it's age now. They're knackered now. So I think it's hangover from last season as well. The quadruple was done. I think we're a bit hangover from that. But there's no excuse for that. But I think I'd say it's aging and probably the burnout as well from last season.
Yeah. There you go, Liam. And Millie, we would love to have Gonzalo at Arsenal. Benfica would ask 100 million.
I know.
Benfica would probably ask for 150 million after his hat-trick against Switzerland in the World Cup. And
Yeah.
I swear, Gonzalo Ramos' price tag after that performance against Switzerland probably went from 60 to about 120 million. It's just crazy how football nowadays run with footballers and price tags is just crazy. And Football Talk 111 says Mbembe for me. Fair play, my man. Like I said, I wouldn't disagree. But yeah, I give to Thomas Frank for me was genius. They are a great team. They're why manager to stay up and beat teams. That's for sure. Brentford, I agree. And also Millie clapping hands. I think she's agree with me with giving my man of the match to Thomas Frank. I hope Thomas Frank actually listen to this, because I gave my man of the match to Thomas Frank, right? I hope he actually will listen to me one day, and he's going to be happy. Finally, he's probably going to think, finally, someone actually giving me a man of the match. And Football Talk says, I agree, Frank was great. And Liam says, I like the Brentford model. I mean, brilliant. I said, do you know what? I don't know if Liam was on the live stream already, Liam, and I said, you probably, Liam will remember that Brentford style of football remind me Alex Ferguson back in the days. The way you take the corners, the free kicks, the goalkeeper taking, free kick from a long ball as well. It does really remind me of Man United with Alex Ferguson back in the days. It does remind me, and it's a style of football that, it may not attract a lot of people, but then at the same time, it will attract you because it's a pace, fast football, strong, strong in the air as well. Very, very good football. So yeah, I mean, brilliant. And Liam, champions don't get burnt out.
True. I mean, that's true, but I guess
we all have a bad day, don't get me wrong. Any champion have a bad day. But yeah, the thing is Liverpool's been having too many bad days this season. And Millie says there are a lot of key players, and the ones who are playing have picked. And she also says Van Dijk hasn't been same since. Very true. And yeah, I mean, like
he's
you said,
worse than ever this season. He's been last season he was alright, but this season he's bad, dropped off. The whole team has dropped off, maybe except Salah, who's had a decent season. Firmino's been brilliant as well. That's it. And Thiago when he's fit. And Alisson has been brilliant.
Alisson is always good. Alisson has been an amazing goalkeeper in the last 6 or 7 years, probably up there, definitely with one of the best goalkeepers up there. Millie says, great stream, guy, as always. Really appreciate the support, Millie. big, and Liam says, I wasn't on the live then. Yeah, I've mentioned about, Brentford style of football. Thomas Frank plays basically like, you probably remember, Alex Ferguson back in the days with Man United. Let's give, as well, a big up to Brentford goalkeeper, Ryan, right? Let's not forget, he's the keeper that with the most saves this season in the Premier League, right? And he was brilliant again today, right? The times that he was called out, even the one that was offside, still manager. I mean, he was brilliant. And he, like I just mentioned, he's the keeper with the most saves. And he's last season, you guys remember him as well. I mean, he's been brilliant. What a keeper! He's been really, really good. And Football Talk says, I agree with Millie. Yes, we all agree. Look, let me just quickly, let me share my screen quickly with everyone. Let's look into Liverpool next games, because that, like us, we went through, but we know how, tough it's going to be from now. We have teams like in about, probably like bottom six, everyone is fighting for their lives at the minute, at the top as well, top page, everyone's trying to fight to get to the top four, everyone's trying to fight, to get a spot in the European football next season. So it's just been absolutely crazy. But let me just quickly share my screen with you amazing people, and then we're gonna go and look through Liverpool next game. You as a Liverpool fan, it's actually good to have someone in here, is a Liverpool supporter. Then we can actually go through this kind of things. But my man, looking here, as you can see now, FA Cup, third round next game. That is just let's just look in the Premier League games, right? And let me just quickly see Liam. Liam says, Raya is decent. I wouldn't have four. Strax Cousin would be number one. Yeah, true. I said that because I'm Albanian. Fair play to you, my man. And yeah, right. Let's look through this quick. So we've got in the Premier League, right? Liverpool has a tough place to go, right? Brighton is always a tough place. I know Arsenal just beat them, but I was, what's a game of football? What's a game of football on New Year's Eve that was? And what
And the
was
big
that?
one,
And then
Chelsea.
you got Chelsea, and then you go away to Wolves. This is the kind of games that is dangerous. I know we're talking about Premier League, right? We're talking about the biggest league in the world, the most competitive league in the world. Yes, but come on, look, it's gonna be games that teams are fighting for their lives. Like Wolves needs
Especially Wolves, who are down there, so that'll be a tough test.
wow, it's not looking easy for Liverpool. Look against Brighton, at home to Chelsea. Like I've just mentioned, Wolves always going to be tough because they're fighting for their lives. And Liverpool against Everton, look, you
Derby.
never know. It's a derby. They hate each other, so there's always going
And
to be
then the
that
Newcastle game, which I know that'll be a tough
to
one.
Newcastle. And Newcastle, right, has only lost one game this season and was against Liverpool, and that was after, how many plus minutes, right? But
Yeah.
it's not easy, right? Then you got a Champions League game against Madrid, first leg. But let's just look Liverpool next 5 Premier League games, right? Have a think in the next 5 Liverpool Premier League games, we're gonna have, like probably most likely Gakpo. We might have Jota back
Midfielder.
again.
Hopefully by midfielder.
Firmino as well. Who knows if you're going to sign a midfielder? But when you look at Liverpool next 5 games, as a Liverpool fan yourself, and I'm sure you are because you've always been real with Liverpool. If they play bad, if they don't deserve you, I'm sure you will always agree. You will always share. Honestly, from your head, right? Not from your heart. From your head, what can you see Liverpool getting out from the next 5 Premier League games? I know that, today, every football game is different, right? Every football match is different.
So I think we'll beat Brighton. I think we'll draw versus Chelsea. I think we'll just beat Wolves. I think we'll just beat Everton. I think we'll draw to Newcastle.
So do you think that you will draw against Newcastle in the next
Yeah,
5 games? That's the
yeah,
fifth of the Champions League. Do you
yeah.
reckon? What is your hopes against Brighton? Let's look. You know, let's go more into deep details against Brighton. Away to Brighton, right?
Uh, I don't know, man. This team is so I don't know, but I think we should beat Brighton, but we lost to Brentford, so who knows? But I think we should have enough. We have Gakpo then, so hopefully he can make a difference.
And Chelsea, we
I
never
think we
know with
can.
Chelsea. Chelsea has been the same as Liverpool this season.
I think we're gonna draw. I think unless if we can build up some form, if we can beat Wolves and Brighton, and then we go in that game to form, I think we can beat Chelsea. But FA Cup really doesn't matter. So I think it'll be a tight one. That one, then we draw. So, but I'm not confident. That's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah. Away to Wolves, you should be Wolves, but you never know with Wolves. Wolves hasn't actually got a bad squad. I keep saying this, right? I know they struggle this season, but if you actually look, yeah, Wolves squads in a paper, player by player, come on, they haven't got a bad squad. They have a lot of quality players.
I think we can comfortably beat Wolves in terms of. I can't see Wolves scoring. They can't score goals.
That's their main
Yeah.
problem. Wolves hasn't got enough power up front. That's why they struggle. And also, there's a derby in here. You know,
I think we Everton always make it tight. I think we always get that one goal, so I think we should be Everton. But then again, I can see it drawing that one to be fair as well. But I think we should have enough to be Everton because Everton are just it's the derby though. To be fair, I could see a draw most likely, but I can see us winning because Everton always make it tight. So yeah, I'm gonna say win that. I'm gonna win that.
and away to Newcastle. Wow, wow, wow! What's a game
That's
that's gonna be?
especially at 5:30. Their fans are gonna be buzzing for it. That's the thing. So I
Mm,
think I could see us losing that as well because it depends what form we go into that game. But that's the problem, mate. Just say we beat Brighton, we beat Chelsea, we beat Wolves, we lose versus Everton. Not confident, but I think if we can just beat them four going into that game, I think we can beat Newcastle. Either
yeah,
way,
and
it's gonna be, yeah.
let's not forget how much this game will mean to Newcastle after what happened at Anfield.
Oh, they're gonna want revenge, especially
Trust
it's at Newcastle's ground as well. What makes it
me. Yeah,
worse? Because if it was at Anfield at 5:30, I would have been more confident. But since they're going, especially when we scored that last minute, they're gonna go for hunger. Because if we play like this, oh well, get ready for a long day versus Newcastle.
definitely. I absolutely agree with you, my man. I think it's gonna be a very, very tough game, and away to Newcastle more just because what happened at Anfield. I mean, that still hurts. Do you know what? That still hurts.
That was the
Liverpool
only
fans.
defeat as well. That was the only defeat in the season. If they didn't lose that, they would have been invincible.
Yep. The only defeat they had, the way they was defeated on that game, still hurts Newcastle fans. And you know what? Actually, this morning on Twitter, I saw some of the Liverpool fans mention about, this game still, the game that Liverpool beat them after, many extra plus minutes, whatever, after the 90 minute. I mean, it gonna mean a lot. So yeah, we have, as you guys can see, everyone is watching this. Big up to everyone. Really appreciate the support. Can you see, like in here, tough times ahead coming for Liverpool, like everyone else. We went through, Arsenal next 5, 6 games in the Premier League, and Chelsea, City, Man United,
But I will
Newcastle.
say, I think if we have Jota back for that, if we have Diaz, obviously I don't think he'll be back, but fingers crossed he is. Diaz, Jota, I mean that's Salah, Nunes, Gakpo as well. I think we can. I think it'll be high scoring. I think I could see a high scoring game in that one. But then, yeah, I could see like a 2-2 or something.
Yeah,
That game's gonna be good.
sure. Yeah, and also Football Talk says, when is your next reaction?
Arsenal,
It will be tomorrow for Arsenal Newcastle game.
I'll be
Uh,
joining that one as well. To be fair, I want to see that. Like as a neutral, that makes me excited for that one. But to know
Definitely.
that we lost is gonna make it worse because, especially if Newcastle drop points, and then we would have went so much closer to them, and then we bought the chance. It's just But it's going to be exciting game hopefully tomorrow. Like I could see a very good game tomorrow. Good game of football.
That's for sure. And of course, my man, you're more than welcome. You're part of my channel now, that's for sure. And also, Football Talk is more than welcome to come along. Like I said, man, drop me a message on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, and we're gonna have a chat. And yes, you're more than welcome to come on. And Liam says, "Come on, Arsenal! If Arsenal beats Newcastle, I mean, it's another step closer to the title. That's for sure. I mean,
Especially if
what's your
City lose to Chelsea, especially if drop points to Chelsea, which I don't think people see, but it's, Chelsea have a performance in them, and I could see that performance versus City. Honestly, that I could see one performance which stands out, and it's at the bridge as well. So I'm not saying Chelsea will win, but I could see Chelsea making City drop points. I could see that.
Like we've mentioned that yesterday. We said, Chelsea seems to always find a way to play against City, like Tottenham as well. Tottenham's style of football always seems to just do well against us.
I don't think it'll work this time because they start slow, and when you start slow versus one of the best teams in the world, or if not the best, and that's going to be costly. But if they can just, the Spurs are in a mess. I think the big six are all in a mess except Man City, Arsenal. Actually, Man City decently, but they'll be fine. United are good, Arsenal are good. I think the other three are bad situations. Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea. They're all not in a great position.
Yeah, definitely. And Liam says, how are people saying he's rude for Arsenal
I
to
know,
win?
people are saying that. It's mostly Spurs fans, Liam, so they're just going to be salty about Tottenham Arsenal. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, like I mentioned, I still think, I don't know, I keep saying this. I will stop saying this, right? I will stop saying that I still think City's going to win, because every time I say this, City seems to just drop silly points. Like I've mentioned, City last 2 games at home, they dropped out of 6, they only got 1 point
I mean,
against
you're
Brentford.
expecting them to beat Brentford. I mean, you expected them to beat Brentford, but they didn't, and then you expected them to beat Everton, they didn't. So it just shows that the best league in the world can deliver shocks. It's
Yeah,
just
100%.
like today. I think not everyone. I think some people expected Brentford to win, that not maybe get a point. That's it. But they've shocked the world, and it's just not great for us at the stands. So hopefully we can win versus Wolves to get that confidence back in the team, and hopefully beat Brighton on the weekend, which I don't know if we are, because the form we're in, I just don't know in this team honestly now, because our defense is so rubbish. It's just been bad. I don't know what's happened.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, don't get me wrong. Look, you as a Liverpool fan, like you just basically said everything. You don't really have too much hope when Liverpool face teams like away to Brighton. Like you mentioned yesterday, you clearly said, you said that it's going to be a very tough game for Liverpool. You're not really that confident. You just had the feeling that you may win, but you knew how tough it was going to be. And yeah, look, we both said, everyone in the chat, everyone agreed yesterday. We actually had a few people in the live chat yesterday saying, Brentford will definitely get something against Liverpool, especially that performance against Leicester and how Liverpool's been this season. And yeah, this season, if I was a Liverpool fan, I wouldn't have much hope. It's like I'm a Barca fan. I don't really have much hope about Barca this season. I've said the beginning of the season, I thought with the signings that we made, even without not having money, we still made some quite good signings. And I thought we may win La Liga, because Madrid in La Liga is a completely different team with different mentality that Madrid is in the Champions League. But then, yeah, as the season going along, once again, we got knocked out in a group stage in the Champions League. We just dropped points of the week against a very poor Espanyol, but then it's a derby, right? It's like Everton is not having a good season, an amazing season, or, even close from their expectations. But when it comes to this kind of games, like I've just mentioned, Barca against Espanyol, Liverpool, Everton, it doesn't matter how poor they are, they're always going to turn up. It's going to be a fight game. They hate each other. So it's something.
What makes it confident versus Everton is at Anfield. So if it was at Goodison, then I would be panicking about that game. But then Anfield's been quiet this season, so it really makes a difference. I don't know. But yeah, I never thought we'd be this bad. We're losing to Brentford. Leeds, Nottingham Forest. I don't know. And we beat City somehow. I do not know how.
I
But
know. He's funny how you actually look back this season, right? This was the 10th, I've mentioned this already, this was the 10th times in 17 Premier League games Liverpool has been 1-0 down. And you beat City, right? And you go and lose against Nottingham Forest, who's been very, very poor. You go and lose against
I think we
Leeds.
beat Man City and then we beat West Ham in that midweek. And I thought we ripped Nottingham Forest. But of course Liverpool do Liverpool. Then we lost to Leeds. I'm only including Premier League. Champions League was in the middle. And then we lost. I forgot the other games, but we're so inconsistent this season. I just don't know. We can't even string 2 games in a row wins. Even 5 wins in a row. I can't see us beating Newcastle away the way we're performing.
No, for sure. Me even as well. Like I said, like Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool this season is just like, wow. You just don't even know what to say anymore. You just have to, wait and watch them, watch
That's
what
why
they're
I'm
going to
not
do.
gonna I don't really give honest predictions because I do not know what Liverpool will turn up because Liverpool can turn up where they're so good and they're winning bad in the second half, or we could see a bad Liverpool where they're bad the whole 90 minutes. I don't know what's happened, but I'm just not confident in this team anymore like how I used to be. Where when we won the league, I thought we would destroy teams at Southampton, Leeds. We did. And now this season we can't even destroy Leeds and Nottingham Forest, but we beat City and West Ham.
Yeah,
It's just it's just
crazy.
surprising.
Definitely crazy, crazy. But otherwise, look, we almost time to go. Big up to every single one that support this live stream as always. Really appreciate the support. On your way out, like I always ask, right? On your way out, if you could please smash the like. If you haven't smashed the like already, if you could subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, really appreciate the support. Anything you want to donate to the channel, you're more than welcome. Really appreciate. You don't have to, but remember, anything you donate to the channel all goes back to invest for better tools, and to invest in the channel to try and grow more and have like more people in their live streams as well. Every little helps, but remember, you don't have to, and I do not expect people to just donate to my channel. But remember, always said, it takes 3 seconds to subscribe to someone's channel, and it takes 3 seconds to like someone's video. But yeah, my man, once again, I know it wasn't the result you expect, but I really appreciate you coming along, my man. Really enjoy
I'll
again
be
another
doing
live,
Arsenal. I'll be doing the Arsenal. So
of
I'm hoping
course.
Arsenal win, but it's not really hurt. I mean, it's not really doesn't matter because we lost our game, and that's not great because Newcastle drop points tomorrow. It'll be good, but since we drop points, it won't be that mad because they're still going to be however many points in front of us, and United are going to beat Bournemouth. Let's be honest. So United could go further ahead of us, and you got who else is in there? Chelsea, who got Man City. I think Man City will beat them, but you never know. Chelsea could go closer to us then. But yeah, man. Hopefully Newcastle drop points tomorrow. But how
Yes.
how
Yeah.
can I see Newcastle are good? They couldn't even beat Arsenal tomorrow. They're that good.
Yeah. Look, I've got a question for you before we go, right? If who would you want to win the league, right? I know you don't want Arsenal or City to win the league as a Liverpool
I mean,
fan, but if you had to pick between City or Arsenal, who do you want to win the league?
I'd rather Arsenal because I don't really have any Arsenal friends here. So honestly, Arsenal, but it'll be bad for both. But if Man City win the league, it'll just be boring. Man City, the same old winner. So I don't really have much Man City or Arsenal fans or friends, so it won't matter. But it's just boring then seeing Man City win 3 in a row. And so yeah, I would rather Arsenal, but I wouldn't want either. I would rather want us, but we're not in a title race. Let's just say
Ah,
that.
no, your title race, like, for you to the challenge for the title is gone. The dreams was over before the World Cup. I think I said this before the World Cup. I said that, I cannot see Liverpool
The
get
only way
through.
the only way we win the title is if Arsenal have 5 injuries and Man City have Haaland out for 3 months. Which honestly, Haaland's a beast, so he's not gonna get injured. But I mean, that's the only way, and that's considering we win our games, which honestly we have not looked great. I think even versus Southampton, we didn't look that great. I know we got the goals, but versus Southampton, they could have beaten us as well. So
Yeah.
we need
No,
Darwin. We need Darwin
honestly,
Núñez to get firing. We really need Darwin Núñez to get firing now, because now we're getting to the point where a win is, even a jammy win will take. We're getting to that point where Doners gets a first chance, he needs to bury it, because we're in a top 4 race and we drop more points, we move behind, and we get 5th and we get Europa League, which I do not want, because that's just going to be the worst annoying thing ever.
yeah.
Thursday nights, which will be the most. Oh my god, we're going to have to hear the Europa League music. But I still think we'll get top 4 if we send midfielder. If we don't, then forget top 4, because we're not getting that then.
You know, mentioned about Núñez, right? I keep saying this about Núñez. I said, you know, as much as like I keep banking Núñez, it's getting to the point where, you know, Núñez needs to start, you know, finish his chances, because, you know, it's not only mentally affecting him, but also mentally affecting the team as well. And yeah, Liverpool.
That's why we signed Gakpo as a clinical finisher. We need Gakpo.
Yeah. And Thomas Rogers, big up to you, Thomas. Really appreciate the support. Liverpool need to come top 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, we're not going to be attractive enough to sign Bellingham, and we're not going to be attractive enough to sign anyone that's starring, because they're going to look at Liverpool, Man United, Newcastle, just so you have them 3 choices. You're already excluding Liverpool because they're not even in the Champions League. And Declan Rice, just so we're going for him, he's not coming to us. I think if Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham come in for him, I think he's choosing Liverpool over Tottenham and Chelsea, because I think Tottenham and Chelsea are worse than us, but Tottenham are above us, which does not make sense. But we're better than Tottenham and Chelsea, I think, but we're not way ahead. We're all the same level.
Yeah, Daliva, I agree with you. I think you're better than Chelsea and Tottenham. But yeah, like for you, we've mentioned this yesterday, right? For Liverpool to be able to attract, you know, this kind of talents, quality players like you've mentioned, Declan Rice, Bellingham and stuff, you need to finish top 4, because these players will always pick, you know, teams that is playing in the Champions League, right? These players are, you know, and they're still young, like Bellingham, you know, young player. I'm sure he just wants to get better and better. And, you know, if City comes or Madrid comes, Liverpool's not in the Champions League. The hopes is not many chances for Liverpool to sign.
Because I think this defeat, in my opinion, was on the players. Who's to blame on the defeat for you for today?
When today?
Yeah.
Everyone, because I will blame all the players for their attitudes, their reaction they have. It was very poor, you know. I blame.
I think Klopp maybe for the Ox thing. That's it, probably, because I would start Carvalho, but
yeah, definitely. But remember that we've mentioned Alival. We mentioned about Alex Chamberlain has been really poor, right? I don't know why clubs keep playing Alex all the time, but then Alex today was one of the Liverpool best players, right? He
scored the goal. He scored the goal to bring us back in it. And, I didn't believe, but
yeah. And the thing is, today, do you know what? I have to mention the attitude from a lot of the players. It's not the attitude that players should have when they play at this high level, or
especially Van Dijk. I think the most concerning one is Van Dijk, because I did not. Van Dijk this season has been the worst, one of the worst centre backs in the Premier League. Let's be honest. Like Konate and Matip, them two look better than Van Dijk in that defense. That's like we look more stable. Like we didn't look stable, but we look much more better without Van Dijk in that defense. Not saying Van Dijk should never start. Obviously, he should start. Obviously, he's our leading centre back, but we look much better without him in that defense versus Brentford when it was 2-0. Like, but obviously Van Dijk will start over because he is our best centre back.
He's Van Dijk.
Yeah.
He will start because his name is Van Dijk. That's reality. But yeah, like I said, I would say the whole, you know, everyone that played today, probably like apart from Alex, I thought Alex Chamberlain was.
Even Alisson, like Alisson's always saving us a lot.
Yeah, and we've mentioned already as well. Alisson always, seems to always be in there. Doesn't really make too many mistakes, and he was good again today. He saved a few times. But by the way, big up to 22 people watching us right now. Really appreciate the support. If you could smash the like on this video, if you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. We almost, review the game. We're about to go in the next 2-3 minutes, and if you have anything to say, drop you comment in a live chat and I'm going to go through. And remember, if you want to donate anything to support the channel, you're more than welcome. You don't have to, but I appreciate if you're new, and subscribe to the channel and smash a like on this video. Remember, it only takes 3 seconds to support the channel. Really appreciate it. But yeah, my man, let me just finish off. Yeah, I think players' attitude is not the attitude that Liverpool fans expect. Liverpool fans do not want to see players performing the way they did, like you've mentioned, Van Dijk, Alex Arnold as well. I think Trez can't defend, poor tactic, giving too much space away. Elliot was just shocking. He could not get a ball and create anything. Salah today was shocking poor as well. He could not find any gap. He could not create anything. Nunez is Nunez, right? Seems to always be there.
I'm still going to give him time, but let's say and we need a win versus Chelsea. Just says 1-1 last minute, and Nunez has a 1v1 chance and he misses that. That's when I'm maybe going to lose patience, because we're in a top 4 race. Let's be honest. Like, we are in a top 4 race, and now we need to get wins. We have to get some wins in the bounce. This is why this win was so important. We needed to win this, because we would have been above Tottenham, and we would have been only, let's be 3 points behind Man United. And let's say Newcastle drop points tomorrow, we are only 3 points behind them. But we lost this game. Now I have to go from start one. We have to start from the beginning, where we hope teams drop points, which I do not want to be in the situation, but we are, I guess, in the situation.
Dalival, guess who we got in here? We've got Piers Morgan fake account, right? Saying hi. Whatever he's saying. Anyways, Piers Morgan, big up to you, by the way. Big up to you. And,
Ronaldo, you made Ronaldo leave. Unnecessary, but it's fine.
Let me see what he says, anyways.
Okay.
I hate to say this, but I feel as Liverpool are missing a 37 years old number 9 type of player. I wonder, is there anyone what can we say? What can we say? Who Liverpool will get? They got Nunez, they got Gakpo, they got Firmino, he's just trying to be funny.
We have the attack. I think we have the attack. We have the defense. It's just that little hole we need to fix. Because the thing is, I blame the defense, but the midfield leads to that defense. The midfield, it's rubbish, and that leads to the defense, which is terrible as well. So I think we need a midfielder. I don't know who we're getting. Apparently, Klopp come out press before the game. He said, people look at how much we buy before, and he's not willing to spend the cash, which worries me now if we're going to buy someone. Because if we don't buy anyone, and I wouldn't be Klopp, obviously, because he deserves too much. He has too much credit in the bank to get sacked. But if he doesn't sign midfielder and we don't get top 4, and maybe, let's say, how we play so bad that the players lose and Klopp lose the dressing room, then maybe consider sacking him, because he's off the dressing room. You can't do anything else. But he has too much credit in the bank to get sacked. He has too much credit. I don't think he will, though.
I agree with you, my man. Also, Thomas Rogers says Liverpool need to sign some more defenders with more quality. I do believe that Liverpool needs a right back for sure.
But no, Thomas Rogers, I just want to say, if we sign a midfielder, the defender will be much better. I do think we need a defender, but midfield is more important, because if get a CDM in and maybe one more midfielder, that leads to defense being much more better. So if we can get a midfielder in that can actually defend the back 4, then I think the defender will be much better. But I agree. We do need a centre back. We do need a defender if we get a midfielder in, because I think Gomez is not good enough. Let's be honest. Gomez is not good. Get Guardiola in the summer.
I mean, I think you're making a good point in there. Remember that midfield always, if you have a solid midfield, a strong midfield, especially like a player like we've seen from Man United, Casemiro, how good he's been,
Yeah.
and Novaran,
Because you can
Martinez.
assume with Casemiro that they're
Yeah,
not going to concede many chances. With
yeah.
us, Fabinho, he's been poor this season, so you kind of assume we're going to get some chances. We're going to
I think Fabinho has been poor since like halfway through last season.
I think Fabinho, this is the thing. I think Fabinho looked good versus Villa and looked good versus Southampton. But then here comes the reality. Piers Morgan, that's too far. We're not getting relegated.
Yeah, of course, it's Piers Morgan. Come on. Piers Morgan always claimed that, Cristiano is the god of football, the greatest of all time.
Not winning the World Cup somehow.
Yeah. And also, but big up to Piers Morgan anyway. At least, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure you smash the like on this video. I really appreciate you coming along, by the way. And Thomas Rogers says he agrees. Yeah, like I said, having a solid midfield will always help, your defense, will always improve your defense, that's for sure. But I do believe if Liverpool has to go and get a defender, it has to be a right back. Look, Trez Arnold had his first assist of the season today, right? A player who, he usually gets a free kick, taking corners, assist. He's very good on a ball, very good passing as well. But then he's so poor tactic.
I just want to say, like,
he can defend
because Trent's been so good because of the the reason Trent's been so bad this season because he hasn't had support from Henderson or Elliott. Because that's why Trent's been so good for us. But since there's no support for Trent to not defend work, he's been bad. So I do blame Trent for defending, but he hasn't learned to defend. That's the thing. So I think there's been no stability for Trent to go all out attack because he has to defend. But I do think Trent needs to fix defending a bit. He does.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you, my man. And Piers Morgan says, if you sack Klopp, anyone who comes in,
I agree.
and I don't accept when Rooney is the manager of Liverpool.
I agree. Well, the Wayne Rooney part is a downgrade still, but yeah, I agree. I mean, if you sack Klopp, who's out there? Like Thomas Tuchel's not going to do the job he did. Who else is out there? You can go for Zidane potentially, but he might go for France job. But yeah, you're going to get a downgrade if you sack Klopp. He's not going anywhere though. Don't worry, guys. He's not going. The only way he goes if it goes really bad. If we get if we play so bad that we're conceding 10 goals a game, that's how bad we have to be.
Definitely. I mean, let's say we know that Klopp's not going to leave Liverpool. I can't see, they get rid of Klopp anytime soon. Even we know that this season is not going to be more than, just fighting for top 4, right? We know that, Premier League wise. But you as a Liverpool fan, right? There's not many top quality football managers out there, like, with a good CV as well. You don't really need to have a good CV to be a top manager. For me, or yourself to class as a top manager. But if you, let's say, Klopp leave Liverpool at the end of the season, right?
I mean, I could see him leaving Liverpool if the owners don't back him. Because
who would you bring in?
This is
who
hard.
Would you like to have in?
Probably Thomas Tuchel, the only option out there. I mean, you can go for Pochettino, but he can't win a trophy. Thomas Tuchel is probably the only one. I mean, you can I mean, there's no one else out there. I mean, you could go for this thing. You can go 2 ways with this. You can go unexperienced and they grow into some next manager in the next 7 years like Klopp did, or you could go with right now, like Antonio Conte, who's a good man. Obviously, he is a world-class manager, but for Tottenham, he's been poor. So yeah, it depends what route we're gonna go. I want to go for the now route because I can't wait 7 years, 6 years, like Klopp did. So Thomas Tuchel probably. Thomas Tuchel is a realistic one, but we're not going to sack. I can't see us sacking Klopp, but if we do, probably Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, Piers Morgan says, thumbs up to you, man. Nice video. Really appreciate it, that's for sure. Really appreciate the support, my man. And Steven Gerrard.
No. We're not going to discuss Steven Gerrard. He cost us the title last season, but that's another discussion.
I mean, Steven Gerrard. I mean, that's the thing with Steven Gerrard, right? I've said this a few times. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Steven Gerrard because, I think he was very, very poor at times at Rangers. But yeah, remember what he did, the work he did at Rangers as well was brilliant. And that at Villa, he struggled big time. Tactic, he was very poor. But who knows? Liverpool, he's a legend of the club, right? And Liverpool may bank him. He may be likely to get, results and the players' performance. And yeah, things could have gone well. Who knows? Football is, like I keep saying this, right? Football is a funny game that things change from the day to the night, right? And let me say this again, right? I've said this yesterday because Dalival was with me yesterday and with Mengen, and we said, just imagine this, right? Imagine Arsenal winning the title, right? Winning the league in a year that Manchester City signed Haaland, right? How crazy that would be.
Okay, Piers Morgan come up with the list of, here we go. None of them are great except Tuchel. Henry, I wouldn't say.
Not fair.
Southgate is just ball job. He plays boring football.
Southgate is very poor.
Boss Xavi, he's unproven.
Yeah, Xavi hasn't improved.
Yeah, I think the Southgate one, he played too much defensive football and he cost teams trophies. So Thomas Tuchel on that list, and that depends because there's no great managers out there really. I mean, you can go for Jose Mourinho, but I think he's in terms of not finished, but I think he can. He's not going to get a big job.
Xavi, big up to you, my man. Really appreciate the support. Says Klopp is good. Yeah, Klopp. I think Klopp, for me, I said this yesterday when we was talking about Graham Potter, we was talking about Antonio Conte as well. I said that for me, Klopp is above players, managers like Antonio Conte. I would put top managers, Klopp, Ancelotti, Mourinho, Pep Guardiola for sure. But let me just go back in here with Piers Morgan. I would say, like Dalival said, Thomas Tuchel, but then everyone else from in here now. And he made a good point. I know he's my Barca, but Xavi, Xavi needs to improve because Xavi hasn't improved.
I think he'll take QC. I think this is the thing. Liverpool right now are in a bad position, but at least I think we need a manager. If we sack Klopp, if we win, but if we do, we need a manager that's proven now because we can't wait. Let's say 7 years, 6 years, because Chelsea have to wait potentially 2 years for Graham Potter to settle in, potentially. So I don't want to be Chelsea where they have a process. I want to get straight into the process, especially. But for Klopp to get sacked, it needs to be really bad. Like, I mean, Salah needs to go. If it gets bad and Salah needs to go, Van Dijk requests to go, we lose 10-0, for example. That's the only way he gets sacked. That is literally the only scenario.
Yeah. Piers Morgan says, ruin my name. No. Surely no. Like a Man United legend, basically, come from Everton. Surely, I mean, it doesn't mean anything, right?
I don't think he fits Liverpool. It just doesn't make sense. Wayne Rooney to Liverpool, no. He's a former United man. He can't. He's going to betray his club like that. He can't.
And he says Klopp is good. Yeah, like I said, Klopp is a top manager. But by the way, people, I said that I was going to leave this live stream about 20 minutes ago. But yeah, it's always good I always try as well. This is why my live stream seems to last longer, because I always like to have time to hear everyone's thought. I want to read everyone's, and I really appreciate the support, big time. But yeah, my man, we're going to be back tomorrow. Straight away.
Hopefully Newcastle drop points. But it won't matter because Liverpool lost today, which makes it worse.
Yeah.
If we just won this game, I would have watched the game with the joy tomorrow, but I can't seem to watch any game with joy because Liverpool drop points.
And look, anything you want to say before we go, my man? So everyone that watched this, everyone in the chat.
Liverpool are a disgrace. The whole team is a disgrace, but hopefully we get top 4 and beat Brighton away, which I can't be confident about. I can never be confident anymore with this team. Like, even at let's say Nottingham Forest at home, I can't ever be confident with that anymore because we've seen them Brighton almost beating us at Anfield, so I can't be confident. And Leeds as well. Let's be honest, Leeds beat us as well. Yeah. But I'll be joining tomorrow. Hopefully Newcastle. Hopefully it's a good game. I just want a good game for that. And United
Pretty
face.
sure we're going to see a good game.
I think United face Bournemouth tomorrow, which honestly, United should win that. Unless Bournemouth do madness, which I can't see happening.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, big up to you. Really appreciate you coming along and everyone who's watching this. We still got 12 people, but unfortunately, I have to go. Really appreciate it. On your way out, please smash the like on this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Really appreciate the support. And like I said, anything you want to donate to support the channel, you don't have to, but I really, really appreciate it. It means the world. And God bless you all. Good night to most of you, because, you know, I live in the UK. I haven't asked you, Dalival, do you live in UK?
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives in UK as well. So we've both got the same times as well. It's almost nearly 9 o'clock. Still time for dinner and stuff. And yeah, God bless you all and have a good night. I will see you tomorrow straight after the Arsenal and Newcastle. Thank you very much.